Have you ever, while strolling through memory lane, come across an old game, book, or movie from your childhood and suddenly feel a warm, fuzzy feeling as you remember once a better and happier time in your life? This feeling is bittersweet, and it's known by many as nostalgia, and it's being felt worldwide. Everyone feels nostalgic at one point, and the internet is riddled with it. Heck, there are entire channels on YouTube built on nostalgia. This really makes you wonder, why do we feel nostalgia? Why is it everywhere? And what are the consequences? First off, the definition of nostalgia, according to Wikipedia, is a sentimentality for the past, typically for a period or place with happy personal association. The thing to take note here is that nostalgia is just an emotional reaction when remembering something nice. For centuries, ever since it was first coined in 1688 by Johannes Hofer, yes, I've done my research, nostalgia was seen as a very serious mental condition, which affected soldiers who were homesick. Today, many see it as a positive and healthy feeling that affects everyone. It is now believed that nostalgia is a sort of coping mechanism for people going through some rough times in their lives, especially to those with mental issues like depression. You know, like Billie Eilish. To summarize, nostalgia is an emotional reaction when recollecting fond memories of the past, and can act as a coping mechanism when things aren't going well. It also helps us move on with our lives by helping us remember a once better time.
My name is Jeff.
You've probably noticed that everywhere on the internet people tend to talk about their childhoods and be very nostalgic for the past. But why is this trend everywhere? There are probably many reasons as to why nostalgia is so present. But here's what I think the main ones are. Firstly, according to Svetlana Boym, nostalgia is often linked with revolution. In recent years, we have been experiencing a sort of technological revolution with the recent advances in technology. Today, it seems that everything is advancing so rapidly that many yearn for a familiar, stagnant, and unchanging reality. And with the major accessibility of the internet, this yearning of the past is just encouraged a lot more. Secondly, it's just very comforting to bond over a memory people share. I mean, come on. We all love listening to a random stranger online express their fond childhood memories that we can relate to. Even I find myself watching videos of people praising Minecraft. And even if we don't share the same memories, it's still nice to listen to someone talk about their childhood so passionately. Thirdly, and now this is just a theory, many have noticed, and probably you as well, that there has been an increase in depression and mental illness in recent decades. With all this mental instability, could it be that people are naturally becoming more nostalgic as a way to cope and try and move on? I don't know, maybe. It also doesn't help that mental illness is becoming more and more romanticized nowadays, but that's a topic for another video. To sum up again, many people are becoming very nostalgic because of recent revolutions in technology, the desire to bond with one another, and the increase in mental instability in our society. We live in a society. Up until now, I've only stated the positive side of nostalgia, mostly because I believe it's a very healthy feeling that should be implored. However, and this is where things get serious, I want to explore a few of the consequences of this phenomenon. In recent years, you've probably noticed a rise in sequels, prequels, remakes, and retellings, and whatever in Hollywood and cinema. Companies nowadays are exploiting nostalgia because of how profitable it is. And although it leads to us seeing our favorite franchises again, it also leads to a bland, uninspired, and lazy content just to get a quick buck.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
The worst example of this is the recent Disney remakes. Now, these movies piss me off. It's so obvious Disney isn't even taking any risk with these and just playing safe. Some may be decent, but most of them aren't even that great. Or take the new Star Wars films, for example. Now, I don't personally hate Episode 8 that much, but I can understand that it's not a great film, and how fans of the franchise are just mad of how much of a disappointment it is. Nostalgia now is just being exploited so easily and people just eat it up. It seems like this is just turning into some endless cycle, because these remakes and sequels coming out today will become nostalgic to the adults of tomorrow. This just leads to more sequels and remakes of the same thing, and the endless and worthless circle of life continues. The same thing applies for video games and other media. Now, I'm gonna give you a few phrases and you tell me the difference between them. When I was your age, back in my day. Only 90s kids will remember this. Kids and people these days. Minecraft is better than Fortnite. What's the difference? Nothing. They all mean the same thing. I mean, I prefer Minecraft over Fortnite as much as the next guy, but this harassment and blatant bullying of the newer generation just because they enjoy something else is horrible. Sure, these kids are cringy, but could you blame them? They're kids. The same thing was happening with Minecraft just a few years ago.
You're killing me! Get the fuck out of my room! I'm playing Minecraft!
Ever since the first time mankind learned to walk, it seems like the older generation always thinks that their childhood is the best, and that the way they grew up is better than everyone else. And this trend has not failed to keep going for thousands of years. Instead of accepting and embracing the newer way of living, many just tend to insult the newer generation for not growing up the same way, as if there's a correct way to grow up. I remember seeing a comment on a Hercules clip on YouTube saying, "The newer generation will never know the magic of old Disney movies." This always kinda confused me, because of course they will. It's not like these movies from your childhood are gone forever. In fact, they're more accessible than ever before. Same thing goes for video games and TV shows. There's also the problem of nostalgia goggles, where people tend to praise something that isn't even that great because they saw it when they were younger. In conclusion, nostalgia is a collective and healthy feeling that helps us remind ourselves of a happier time in our lives and helps us move on and face the uncertainty of the future. However, this phenomenon is being taken advantage of, and it is so easy to get stuck in the past and not notice the negative effects of being nostalgic. But hey, that doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy things from the past. It's always nice to look back at old movies, watch old TV shows, listen to old music. It's always nice to be nostalgic at one point. Just don't be a dick. What's up? Let me just take this thing off. Hey, how's it going? Wanted to make a little video at the end. It's very late and I can't really talk that loud because I don't want to wake anyone up. I'm in the middle of editing this current video that you're watching. Just wanted to say sorry for not uploading as frequently. I've been trying to take care of this little pesky problem. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called life. I'm probably not gonna make a video soon, but I'll try my best. So thanks for watching. Look out for my other content.